Retirement planning is more than just saving money, it's about creating a roadmap for your future. In this chapter, we'll explore the essential steps to ensure a financially secure retirement. From understanding your current financial situation to setting realistic goals and managing risks, each aspect plays a crucial role. Whether you're just starting your career or approaching retirement, having a solid plan can make all the difference. Let's begin by understanding why retirement planning is necessary and how it links your present financial status with your future aspirations. First step in retirement planning is to evaluate your current financial situation. This involves looking at personal factors like your age, number of dependents, and health history. Financial details such as your income, expenses, assets, liabilities, and other financial goals are equally important. Don't forget to consider your risk tolerance and investment horizon. By gathering all this information, you can better understand your ability to save and invest for retirement. This assessment forms the foundation for a realistic and effective retirement plan tailored to your unique circumstances. So you've gathered your personal and financial information. It's time to focus on the central elements of retirement planning. These include your ability to save, the investment horizon available, your risk tolerance, and the wealth you've already accumulated. The goal is to align your retirement expectations with what's realistically possible, given your current situation. By fusing your future goals with your present resources, you can create a plan that's both ambitious and achievable. This step ensures your retirement plan is grounded in reality and tailored to your needs. Financial needs and priorities change as you move through different stages of life. Your income, expenses, debt levels, and ability to take risks all evolve over time. For example, a young earner may focus on building an emergency fund, while someone in their peak earning years might prioritize catching up on retirement savings. Understanding these life cycles helps you make smarter decisions about saving and investing for retirement. By considering your current stage, you can better anticipate future needs and adjust your plan accordingly. The young earner stage, income is often just enough to cover expenses. The priority here is to create an emergency or reserve fund to handle unexpected losses in income. Mandatory savings like provident fund deductions should be directed toward long-term goals such as retirement. While retirement is important, short and medium-term goals often take precedence. There's a risk of falling into debt to meet consumption needs, so flexibility in investments is key. Emergency funds should be kept in safe, liquid assets, while long-term savings can be invested in growth assets like equity. Young families' income is more stable but expenses remain high. Protection becomes a priority, often in the form of insurance and maintaining an emergency fund. Debt, especially from home loans, can take up a significant portion of income. It's important to plan for potential changes such as moving from dual to single income. Savings may be limited, but whatever is available should be invested in high-return assets, even if they carry more risk. Recommended allocation is 60 to 70% in growth assets to meet long-term goals. During the middle earning years, income is at its peak and expenses have stabilized. This is the ideal time to boost your retirement savings. Debt levels are manageable, and you may need to shift funds for goals like children's education into less volatile investments. Retirement may still be 15-20 years away, so growth-oriented investments are suitable. Allocate 50 to 60% of your portfolio to growth assets, but start planning to reduce risk as retirement approaches. This stage is crucial for catching up on any shortfall in retirement savings. As you approach retirement, preserving your assets becomes the top priority. Continue contributing to your retirement fund, but start moving investments into lower-risk options. Paying off any remaining debt and avoiding new long-term obligations is essential. This is also the time to finalize your income strategy for retirement, considering how long your retirement might last. The portfolio should now be weighted toward income-oriented assets, such as income funds and deposits, with 60 to 70% in lower-risk products. Some exposure to growth assets can help combat inflation. Once retired, your focus shifts to managing expenses and deciding how to fund them. Income may come from employer pensions, the accumulated corpus, part-time work, or a mix of sources. When investing for income, consider tax implications, the need for security, and your risk tolerance. It's wise to keep a portion of your portfolio in growth assets to help offset inflation, but the majority should be income-oriented. Typically, only 25 to 30% should remain in growth assets at this stage. Budgeting is a powerful tool to realize your savings potential. Start by listing your regular monthly income, then subtract mandatory expenses like taxes and loan repayments. What's left is your disposable income, which covers essential living expenses such as housing, food, and transportation. After these, discretionary expenses like entertainment come last. The amount left after all expenses is your savings. Setting a target for savings each period helps ensure you're on track to meet your retirement goals. Remember, controlling expenses is often more effective than trying to increase income. Budget is only effective if it's realistic. Avoid making allocations that are too tight or eliminating all spending on hobbies and interests, as this can be stressful and unsustainable. The goal is to gradually increase your savings ratio over time as your income grows and expenses stabilize. At the same time, aim to reduce your expense ratio, indicating that you're saving more. Monitoring these ratios helps you see if you're managing your finances effectively and staying on track toward your retirement goals. Financial ratios can help you track your progress. The savings ratio measures how much of your income you're saving, and it should rise as you move through life stages. The expense ratio, which shows how much of your income goes to expenses, should ideally decrease. The debt-income ratio indicates how much of your income is used to service debt. This ratio may peak when you take on a large loan, like a home loan, but should decrease as your income grows. Adjust your budget as needed to keep these ratios healthy. Retirement is a unique financial goal. It has the longest accumulation and distribution periods and requires the largest corpus. While it's hard to predict exact expenses far in advance, it's important to start saving early and adjust your plan as your situation changes. Regularly review and update your retirement goal to reflect changes in income, expenses, and life circumstances. This ongoing process ensures you're always working toward a realistic and achievable target for your retirement savings. Retirement planning process is divided into two main stages: accumulation and distribution. The accumulation stage is when you save and invest to build your retirement corpus. The distribution stage begins once you retire and start using your savings to generate income. Each stage requires different strategies and considerations. During accumulation, focus on growth and compounding. In distribution, prioritize stability and income generation. Understanding these stages helps you make better decisions at every point in your retirement journey. First step in retirement planning is to estimate your expenses during retirement. These expenses are likely to change compared to your working years. Some costs like transportation and personal upkeep may decrease while others, such as healthcare and leisure, may rise. Typical expense categories include housing, living expenses, medical care, transportation, recreation, insurance, and taxes. Creating a detailed list of expected expenses helps you set a realistic savings target and avoid surprises later on. Ideally, you should aim to pay off mortgages and other large debts before retiring. Renting can offer flexibility, but it may also introduce uncertainty in housing costs. Weigh the pros and cons of owning versus renting as you approach retirement. Remember, eliminating major debts before retirement can provide peace of mind and free up more income for other expenses. Consider your personal situation and preferences when making these important decisions. Your expense profile will change as you age. Early in retirement, you may spend more on travel and hobbies, while healthcare costs tend to rise in later years. It's important to anticipate these shifts and adjust your retirement plan accordingly. By understanding how your spending patterns are likely to evolve, you can better prepare for the financial demands of each stage of retirement. A way to estimate your retirement income needs is the income replacement method. This approach calculates the percentage of your pre-retirement income needed to maintain your lifestyle after retirement. Typically, you'll need about 70 to 90% of your pre-retirement income. However, this can vary depending on your savings habits and expenses. The method is straightforward and useful for setting a savings target, especially when you're still far from retirement. Use the income replacement method. Start by calculating your current income. Estimate how much your income will grow until retirement, then determine how many years you have left before retiring. Calculate your projected income at retirement and apply the income replacement ratio to find the amount you'll need each year in retirement. This method provides a clear target to work toward, making it easier to plan your savings strategy. Let's look at an example. Pradeep, age 30, earns Rs. 1 million annually and plans to retire at 55. He expects his income to grow by 10% each year and estimates he'll need 75% of his final salary in retirement. By projecting his income and applying the replacement ratio, Pradeep can determine how much he'll need annually after retirement. This calculation helps him set a clear savings goal and track his progress over time. Another approach is the expense protection method, which focuses on estimating the actual expenses you'll incur in retirement. This method requires a detailed listing of expected costs adjusted for inflation. While more time-consuming, it can provide a more accurate picture of your retirement needs. Be careful not to overlook or underestimate expenses, as this can lead to a shortfall in your retirement corpus. Use the expense protection method. Start by listing your current monthly expenses and identifying which will continue or change in retirement. Add any new expenses you expect, such as increased healthcare or leisure activities. Adjust these figures for inflation over the years until retirement. This approach ensures you're planning for the actual costs you'll face, rather than relying on general rules of thumb. Consider Pradeep again. He currently spends Rs. 50,000 per month with 60% on household expenses. He expects to add Rs. 10,000 for discretionary spending in retirement. With 25 years to retirement and an assumed inflation rate of 6%, Pradeep calculates his future monthly expenses. This detailed approach helps him plan for the actual amount he'll need, reducing the risk of underfunding his retirement. Time is a critical factor in retirement planning. There are two key periods to consider: the years until retirement and the years during retirement. The first is the time you have left to save and invest, while the second is the period you'll need your savings to last. Accurately estimating these periods helps you determine how much to save and how to invest your funds for maximum benefit. Years to retirement are calculated as the difference between your current age and your planned retirement age. The longer this period, the more time you have to benefit from compounding and the lower your required savings rate. As you get closer to retirement, the effects of inflation become less pronounced, but you'll need to save more aggressively if you start late. Understanding your time frame is essential for setting realistic savings targets. Estimating how long you'll spend in retirement is challenging but necessary. Factors like average life expectancy, health, genetics, and lifestyle all play a role. Underestimating this period can lead to running out of money, so it's better to be cautious and plan for a longer retirement. This estimate helps you determine how large your retirement corpus needs to be to provide income throughout your retirement years. Once you know your expected expenses and time horizon, the next step is to calculate the retirement corpus, the total amount you'll need to fund your retirement. This calculation considers your required periodic income, expected inflation, the rate of return on your investments, and the length of your retirement. Getting this number right is crucial for ensuring you don't outlive your savings. Several variables influence your retirement corpus calculation. These include the periodic income you'll need, the expected rate of inflation, the rate of return you anticipate from your investments, and the number of years you expect to be retired. Each of these factors can change over time, so it's important to review and update your calculations regularly to stay on track. Inflation reduces the purchasing power of money over time, making it a critical factor in retirement planning. When calculating your future income needs, always adjust for inflation to ensure your savings will cover rising costs. For example, an expensive Rs. 100 today could cost Rs. 574 in 30 years at a 6% inflation rate. Ignoring inflation can lead to a significant shortfall in your retirement fund. In planning for retirement, it's not enough to estimate expenses at today's prices. You must project how these costs will rise over time due to inflation. This means calculating the future value of your current expenses so you're prepared for higher prices when you retire. Regularly revisiting these estimates helps you stay on track and avoid unpleasant surprises. Inflation doesn't stop once you retire. Your expenses will continue to rise throughout your retirement years, especially for items like healthcare and travel, which often increase faster than general inflation. Your retirement corpus must be large enough to cover these escalating costs, ensuring you maintain your standard of living for as long as you need. While general inflation affects most expenses, some costs like healthcare and travel tend to rise even faster. When planning your retirement, use higher inflation rates for these categories to avoid underestimating your needs. This extra caution helps ensure your savings will be sufficient, even if certain expenses grow more quickly than expected. Retirement planning isn't a one-time task. As your life circumstances, income, and expenses change, it's important to review and update your plan regularly. This ensures your savings targets remain realistic and achievable, and that you're prepared for any unexpected changes along the way. Staying proactive helps you stay on course for a secure retirement. Every retirement plan faces risks: market volatility, inflation, longevity, and unexpected expenses. Managing these risks involves diversifying your investments, maintaining an emergency fund, and regularly reviewing your plan. By anticipating potential challenges, you can build a more resilient retirement strategy that adapts to changing circumstances. Longevity risk is the possibility of outliving your savings. With people living longer, it's important to plan for a retirement that could last 20, 30, or even more years. Consider products like annuities or strategies that provide guaranteed income for life. Planning for longevity ensures you won't run out of money, no matter how long you live. Market fluctuations can impact your retirement savings, especially if you're heavily invested in equities. As you near retirement, gradually shift your portfolio toward more stable, income-generating assets. This reduces the impact of market downturns and helps preserve your capital for the years when you'll need it most. Healthcare costs often rise faster than general inflation, and unexpected medical expenses can quickly deplete your savings. Ensure you have adequate health insurance and consider setting aside a separate fund for medical emergencies. Planning for these costs helps protect your retirement corpus and provides peace of mind. Taxes can significantly affect your retirement income. Understand the tax treatment of your retirement savings and income sources. Consider strategies to minimize your tax burden, such as tax-advantaged accounts or timing withdrawals to reduce taxable income. Proper tax planning ensures you keep more of your hard-earned savings. When you retire, you'll need a strategy for withdrawing funds from your retirement corpus. Options include systematic withdrawals, annuities, or a combination of income sources. The right strategy balances your need for regular income with the goal of preserving your capital for as long as possible. Review your distribution plan regularly to ensure it remains aligned with your needs. Insurance plays a vital role in retirement planning. Life, health, and disability insurance can protect you and your family from unexpected events. Review your coverage regularly to ensure it matches your needs, and consider adjusting your policies as you transition into retirement. Adequate insurance coverage provides security and peace of mind. Even in retirement, it's important to maintain an emergency fund. This fund acts as a financial cushion for unexpected expenses, such as home repairs or medical emergencies. Keeping a portion of your savings in liquid, easily accessible accounts ensures you're prepared for any surprises without disrupting your long-term investment strategy. Regularly reviewing your investment portfolio is essential, especially as you move closer to retirement. Rebalance your assets to maintain the right mix of growth and income investments. This helps you manage risk and ensures your portfolio continues to support your retirement goals as your needs change over time. Life is unpredictable, and your retirement plan should be flexible enough to adapt to changes. Whether it's a change in health, family circumstances, or financial situation, regularly revisiting your plan ensures you stay on track. Flexibility is key to a successful and stress-free retirement. Retirement planning can be complex, and seeking professional advice can help you make informed decisions. Financial advisors can provide personalized guidance, help you navigate tax laws, and recommend strategies tailored to your goals. Don't hesitate to consult an expert to ensure your retirement plan is robust and comprehensive. Retirement planning is a lifelong process that requires careful thought, regular review, and adaptability. By understanding your current situation, setting clear goals, managing risks, and staying flexible, you can build a secure and fulfilling retirement. Remember, the earlier you start, the better prepared you'll be to enjoy the next chapter of your life with confidence and peace of mind.